The second physical technique that we saw in this clip that was delivered extremely well was actually just like a simple right cross, or seemingly a simple right cross straight from boxing. You'll see this in a lot of karate styles, and it was delivered just like that. It was a very, very good shot. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'll show you with my left hand, though I am right-handed. If you were going to deliver this, you would deliver it with your strongest side. What the guy did, though, very, very importantly, and this is critical, is just before he delivered the strike, he actually used his front hand as a rangefinder. Now, there are a lot of reasons for doing that. One of them is that when you're getting into a fight and you're highly adrenalized, your fine motor skills may diminish a little bit. So you need to have certain things in place that will support you. Because, believe it or not, the simple action of punching somebody in the face does actually require quite a degree of skill and training if you want to do it well. That's why when you're in street fights, if you've ever been in a street fight and you've been hit in the face, you might be surprised at how many times you can get hit without getting hurt. Because when people deliver it, and they deliver it this way, it just isn't all that effective. To deliver a good boxer-style cross, either into the point of the chin or hooking round slightly into the side of the jaw, you're trying to get this much of your knuckles, your middle and maybe your first knuckle slightly as well, into a tiny, tiny, like half an inch sized target just there. So you need to support yourself in every way you can. Also, it was in a bar. It could be very dark, you could have a lot of people around you, you might have, in this scenario that you just saw, you didn't see this, but in typical barroom scenarios, barroom brawls, you'll get people who are also fighting with you at the same time, maybe punching you, or you might have friends of the person who are trying to stop you, or just concerned bystanders. And it doesn't take much to disrupt a punch. If somebody just comes over to me and goes, "Hey, stop doing it," they pull my arm down as I'm punching, the punch is ruined. So you have to support yourself. You'll notice in this video clip, he not only reached out with his right hand just to get his range first, almost like a boxer using a jab, and then coming through with the stronger right cross. He touched that, and he actually dropped his weight right down. If you're a lot more stable like this, you'll see the SWAT teams when they go in and they do this little duck walk that they do. They stay nice and low and they move with their centre of gravity a lot lower. This stabilises you. And as a general principle for you to understand, the nearer to the ground you are, the more power you're going to be able to deliver. Because now, rather than hitting with the strength of my arms, I'm delivering with my legs. Bang! Obviously your legs are a lot stronger than your arms are. So apart from all these different things, you know, a bar, they are quite dark places. Clubs are dark places. If it's an alley, it could be dark. So you might have a vague idea of where the guy is, but you can't really see the target. So you might need to feel it first. Or you could be flinching. You might have got hit, and you still need to be able to deliver. Now, if my hand is here on Jeff's chest, I can close my eyes and I can still pretty much find where his face is, even though I have my eyes closed. It's an exercise that you can try. Try it with a friend. Try it on a heavy bag. Just go up to the heavy bag, put your hand on it, shut your eyes and try and punch it. And you'll find that it increases your accuracy massively, allowing you to not have to worry so much about the shot placement, the all-important shot placement, and instead think about the speed and the strength. And this guy did deliver with a good degree of speed and a fair amount of power. You can really see him driving forward and into the shot, and the poor guy who takes the shot, his head is driven all the way back. And that's the effect you're looking for. When I think about delivering the shot, I want to see the head right the way back there. So you're really taking it off its centre. That's what knocks the person out. That's what causes the brain to shake inside the cranium and hit against the walls of the skull, which is what gives you the knockout effect. Thank you. So in an earlier clip, we just discussed the right cross. We were actually saying about how the palm is a much, much sturdier tool or weapon to use than your fist, because your fist has a lot of give in it. There is no reason whatsoever why, in that clip, the guy, he did use a right hand and he used his fist, and he did get a knockout, which is fine. If he'd missed or he'd made a mistake and he'd caught the guy on the top of the head, he would have broken his hand and he would not have got a knockout. You can deliver a palm from that range with exactly the same biomechanics and exactly the same amount of power and have it a lot safer and a much, much higher, what we say is it has a higher degree of redundancy. So if I get it off target and I hit anywhere here with the palm, because of the displacement of the energy firing through into his skull, there's a much, much better chance of a knockout. So when you practice this, my advice, you know, I don't know how you train personally, but my advice would be to practice it with the palm rather than the fist, and you can get just as much power, just as much strength delivered in exactly the same way with your rangefinder and bang, straight up into the chin and the jaw. Same thing, but a lot more reliable.